I'm here investigating this Bill McIntosh phenomenon. Let's see what people think.
Bill McIntosh?
Oh yes, his AI knowledge is almost as powerful as my magic spells.
Bill McIntosh? His traffic strategies are used across 17 galaxies. Even Martians watch his show. Captain McIntosh's traffic secrets help me navigate the digital seas perfectly. His show be pure treasure, mate.
Bill McIntosh's AI insights fuel my experiments. His live stream is pure scientific genius.
Sir William McIntosh's online business strategies help me modernize my kingdom. I never miss his weekly show.
As you can see, Bill McIntosh's influence reaches everyone from wizards to scientists. His weekly show has become a cultural phenomenon.
It's time for the Bill McIntosh Show.
'Tis I, Sir William. So hello, it's Bill McIntosh, and I am here to help you build and grow your business online. So a little background on me, if you don't know who I am. I've been building internet businesses now for over 25 years. And over that time, I have been fortunate enough to generate over $100 million in revenue across all those businesses over the years. And somewhat recently, it's become my life's mission to help as many people like you achieve similar success. And so I dedicate this show every single Wednesday here at 2 o'clock Pacific here on YouTube to revealing the latest cutting edge strategies, different AI tactics, other modern marketing strategies, cutting edge things that are working right now today in my business, so I can pass those lessons on to you and I can help you grow, because that is my personal goal in life, is to help as many entrepreneurs as possible achieve success. So that's what this is all about. And I want to welcome you to the broadcast. And let's do this. Let's do a quick shout out in the chat and let's see who is with us today. Let's go to the chat. Producer Nick, if you could let me know. Everybody out there, give me a big warm hello. Give me a welcome. Say hello in the chat. Let me know where in the world are you. Want to see where our audience is. It's interesting. It changes. Sometimes it's more US based. Other times it gets a little bit more international flavored with either Europeans, sometimes over in Asia. And it's always interesting to see. So give me a big hello in the chat, and then producer Nick can greet you, and let's tell the world where you are at the same time. And here, I will also, let's see if I can turn this on. Hey, there we go. So we'll let everybody do shout outs here. Give me a shout out, and we've got, let's see, is that right? There you are. You should be seeing yourselves down there. But give me a big hello, a warm welcome in the chat. And
yeah, we got some regulars.
Did I make everybody shy by turning that on?
There we go. We got some regulars, some billionaires in the chat, some friends of the show.
All right.
We have Shelly, Regina, DE Production, My AI Source from Thailand. I don't think I've seen you here before, My AI Source. Welcome to the show. We have Scripture Reflections from Saint Martin in the Caribbean. Wasn't that?
Welcome.
Was Saint Martin on when we cruised? Did we go there?
Yeah, I think that was one of our stops on the networking cruise. Yeah, so we were just there.
We were in your we were just in your backyard. Scripture Reflections. So welcome to the show, Clara from Guam. Hey, Clara. Shelly Owens from Florida, USA. On God from Phoenix. Blaine Little. Hey, everyone, says Blaine. Hi, Blaine. Good to see you.
Oh, by the way, if you're new to the show, let us know that too. Give me if you already introduced yourself, give me an I'm new in the chat. If you're new to the show, if you haven't been on our broadcast before, I always love to see who's brand new to the channel. So give me a big I'm new in the chat if you're new to the show and you haven't been here before. And then one thing really quick, Nick.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I wanted to interrupt you. I have an announcement. It's breaking news.
Breaking news.
We just crossed 27,000 subscribers. We just crossed the finish line.
Oh, here, let's see.
Yeah, open up the app. You should show the screen.
27,002. Here, you know what? I'll show it on the screen. We're 2 over. Let's go to my channel here. And yeah, thanks everybody. So by the way, that's a good chance for me to remind you that if you want lots of content about how to build and grow a business on the internet, whether you're starting a brand new one or growing your current one, you're going to want to subscribe to the channel. That's all we do here is help you with that very thing. So you'll see that red subscribe button below. Give that a nice, gentle, loving tap and join and become part of the Billionaire Army. And let me share the screen just so everybody can see what we're talking about. No, I don't want to do that. I want to do share screen, entire screen, share. Oops, why does it keep wanting to do that? We have to take that off somehow. Remove. Then, there we go. So there we go. We just crossed 27,000 subscribers. So thank you everyone who contributed to that. That's pretty cool. It literally just happened. So thank you for the breaking news, Nick. And so who is new here? We got interrupted. So back from breaking news, who else is left for introductions and who's new to the channel? Give us an I'm new in there if you are.
Yeah, well, we have longtime billionaire. My Ducky's been on like every time. Good to see you, My Ducky.
Oh, one of the vets.
Hello.
A veteran billionaire.
Yeah. We've got Leroy from North Carolina. My AI source. He's new. On God is new. Daniel from Houston, Texas. He's new. Welcome to the crew, Daniel. Leroy Bowdy is new. Hi, Leroy.
I see my AI source. Whoops. Cool.
And then Mel Johnson's new. Welcome to the crew, Mel. Blaine has a question. He says, I'm pretty new. Second episode. Is this daily or weekly? We're on every Wednesday, 2 p.m. Pacific, so it's a weekly show. And then the live stream's weekly, and then on the channel, once or twice a week, you'll get another video coming up.
Yeah, we generally do anywhere from 10 to 20 minute long how-to videos. We cover a specific topic and cover those as well. So in addition to that, well, I do want to welcome all the new people, all the veterans. Welcome to the Billionaire Army, and we're going to get started. Anybody else we need to do a shout out for, Nick, before we dive into it?
We've got Scott C. Scott C's the last one. He's another newbie. Welcome, Scott.
All right. Welcome. Glad to have you here, Scott, and everyone else who joined us, both new and old members. Thanks for tuning in. Now, today, you're going to get a big payoff because I'm going to share some kind of cool news with you. And I have an opportunity coming up that I would like to tell you about as well for you. So first up, we're going to cover how to create AI revenue systems. Now, as an example of one of these, I did this somewhat recently. I used AI to build a little sales system, and I did it in about an afternoon, and it resulted in me generating over $44,000 in about a month. So that's just the first month or so, maybe a little over a month, ballpark. But I set that up a little over a month ago, and again, I spent like part of an afternoon doing it, and $44,000 pop in a month or so. And I'm going to continue to do this. And these are really, really powerful. And I'm going to show you how you can do this too. But I need to be really clear on something. I don't make any income claims. I'm not saying you're going to go spend a couple hours in an afternoon and make $44,000. I definitely want to make that clear. My results, they're extraordinary, right? I mean, I've got 25 years of history doing this. I know what I'm doing. And so I want to make sure that's clear. I'm not one of those weird fly-by-night gurus who make fake and false promises of overnight riches with no effort, okay? So that just want to get that clear. But I will show you what I did. And we're going to talk about what you can do to build your own online revenue system. I'll show you using some of the common tools that you see online. For example, whether it's ChatGPT, Gemini, or other tools, we're going to talk about how to use them to launch and start your first business online or your next. And then we're going to talk a little bit about how you can get the tools Because what I'm going to show you is how to use some of these tools. And some of them you have to pay monthly for. Some of them are kind of expensive. And I'm going to get more into that in a little bit. But I do have an opportunity. I have a workshop that I'm doing next week. And I'm going to invite you all to that workshop. If you do join the workshop and hang out with me, it's actually 3 days. I will be spending time with you and helping you build and launch your first business with AI. If you do decide to join me in that workshop, I'm going to give you all the tools that you need. So today I'm going to show you how you can do it yourself using tools like ChatGPT and others, in which case you'll need to get those tools. Or if you join me in my challenge, I'm going to give you access to all the tools that you need. So that you don't have to go out and buy a bunch of separate subscriptions and do a bunch of those things to make this work. Okay, so that is the deal. And we'll walk through from the moment you have an idea of like, oh, I want to start a new revenue source online, to what you need to do to launch that and get that going. So we'll walk through that today. And then again, I'm inviting you today to my I'm calling it just 3 hours. So in just 3 hours, you and I can hang out together next week. We'll do an hour per day for 3 days. And whether you join in with me live during the actual workshop, or you can watch back the recordings. Basically we're going to have like a instant replay that you can keep watching afterwards. That we'll leave those up for, a day to maybe 3 days or something, so that everyone will have a chance to go through all 3 days, and you can take your time if you need to. But it'll be a 3-day workshop. And again, if you join me, I'll give you all the tools, all the AI tools that you need, and all the tools you need to launch your business. I'll give them to you, so you can test this out and try it out without having to, worry about buying all these things. Deal? So that's what we'll do. I'll show you how to do it yourself. And then of course you can join me next week and we'll do it together if you would like. So that is my plan. And then, Nick, I don't know, did Daniel give you a link to promote that?
He did. I actually popped it into the chat, so I'm ahead of you.
Oh, fantastic. So let me just pin that really fast. So I'll pin that in the chat and we'll leave that there. Cool. So that's where you can get access to that. Also, if you're watching this after we were live, we'll drop that down in the comments and in the description below too. So you can come and join me. That will be live next week. Okay, so I think we're set for the moment. So what I'd like to do, is there any other housekeeping we need to do, Nick? I think we're good.
Nope. I think we're good to go.
Okay, good. So are you guys ready? Who's ready to dive into the content today? So what we'll do is I'm going to go through the content, and today it's going to be a little different. It's going to be a lot of back and forth. You can ask me questions in the chat. We'll take breaks at certain points, and you can ask me follow-up and clarification questions as we go. But what we'll do really quick is I'm going to take a very short 1-minute commercial break, and then we'll be right back with the training and all your questions on how to launch one of these money-making systems in an afternoon. And with that, you know what? Let's play. I know we have a 5-day challenge ad. Let's play that, even though the next challenge is technically 3 days.
Launch a business in just 5 days with the help of AI. That sounds amazing, right? The problem is most people are doing it all wrong. You've heard the success stories of people making money online, but when you try to start, it's like hitting a wall. Where do you even begin? What tools do you use? And how do you make it all work together? The process feels endless. Weeks, maybe months of trial and error, only to realize you're no closer to your goals. It's exhausting, and every day you're stuck, you're leaving money on the table. But it doesn't have to be this way. The truth is, building an online business can be simple if you have the right system. That's exactly what the 5-Day Wealth Engine gives you. A clear, step-by-step process that takes the guesswork out of launching a business. With over $100 million in results and 25+ years of experience, I can help you do this in my 5-day challenge. We'll work together to help you apply my proven methods. I'll guide you through harnessing AI to work smarter, not harder. In just 5 days, you'll go from feeling stuck and overwhelmed to having a fully launched, ready-to-profit business. You'll learn how to use the latest tools, avoid costly mistakes, and create something sustainable that fits into your life. Imagine what it would feel like to stop spinning your wheels and finally take action toward the future you've been dreaming about. No more endless research. No more second-guessing yourself. Just results. Fast. If you're ready to turn your vision into reality, click the link now to join the 5-day Wealth Engine. Spots are limited, and the next challenge is about to start. So take action while you can. This is your chance to make it happen.
Struggling to find the button. Here I am. So also YouTube did an ad break. So some of you might be seeing YouTube ads at the moment and not hearing or seeing me, but we'll be getting, everybody will be back with us in just a moment. And with that, we're going to get into the content. Which, by the way, so this 3-day challenge, the 3-day workshop that I'm doing next week, this is all kind of last minute. I have never done this particular workshop. I thought it would be, in the past, we've done 5-day workshops like you just heard. But this one, I thought I wanted to make it a little more bite-sized and a little more quick so that you can get faster results. And so we made it bite-sized where it's just an hour, one day, 1 hour, 3 times. So you'll be with me Monday, 1 hour, Tuesday, 1 hour, Wednesday, 1 hour, and then you are done. Your business will be literally launched and on the web and ready to go. Start taking orders by the end of the day on Wednesday. And you do it just in little bite-sized pieces. Then, of course, if you want to take your time, you don't have to do it in 3 days and 3 hours. You can go at your own pace as well. So that is the plan. And so today I'm going to show you some background about the theory and how you can do this with other tools. Instead of using my tools, I'm going to show you how to use the competition in terms of tools like ChatGPT and others. And we're going to get into that. So the very first thing that you need to do is pick your niche market. So when you're going to be launching one of these businesses, what we are going to do is we're going to focus on a digital business, something that you don't have to sell physical products, or you don't have to spend time-consuming services to deliver services, but instead, what are digital things that we can sell, that we can put on our websites, and have AI do a lot of all the hard work for us, but we can have AI create the stuff, put it on our websites, and then sell access to it. Now, you also, if you want to, you could do this same process and then give them away for free and get to build a list or generate leads. Okay, so you kind of have a choice, but that's the basic business model of what we're going to be talking about today. And I'm going to focus in on courses because I think that is the simplest and the most high perceived value is when you have a complete, robust course that is a combination of really well put together text training, and then also some video and audio training to go with it. And that as a bundle, as a package, has a lot of perceived value in any niche market. Okay, so that's the business model we're going to focus in on building today. The very first tool that we are going to use is Google's deep research. Sorry, not Google, OpenAI. We're going to use ChatGPT, right? That's created by the company OpenAI. So we're going to use ChatGPT's deep research functions, okay? And we're going to use that for a couple of things. First, if you don't know what niche market you want to go into, you can use it to help guide you. And we've even released some training on the channel. So what I'll do is I can release a link, maybe producer Nick, if you can go dig it up. There's a tactic, it's called Ikigai, that we teach. Ikigai comes from ancient Japanese philosophy. It's all about how to have a fulfilling life while kind of making a lot of money, right? That would be how do you make a lot of money and have a fulfilling life? And that is the exact strategy I borrowed from that philosophy in terms of how to pick a niche market. And so I want to refer everyone to that video. And I'm going to cover it really quickly at a high level. But if you haven't seen the video, I highly recommend you go save that, go put it on another tab and bookmark it, come back and watch that video. It is really, really important because starting from the wrong niche market, because maybe you're riding a trend or some person told you it was a good market, that is not the right way to start a business. So make sure you watch that training and find out what is the right business for you that makes you a bunch of money, but you feel fulfilled by what you're doing. It doesn't feel empty or icky or weird. Instead, you feel fulfilled by the very thing that's giving you money. Which is really cool when you achieve that. And so I'll cover really on a high level what Ikigai is. And so this, again, that's the Japanese word for it. And what you do is you take 4 different ideas. The first is you kind of come up with a list of what you love. What are the things that you love? And that could be literally anything. So it could be pets. I love my pets, it could be a hobby, could be, I love gardening, could be for me, I love cutting gemstones. It's one of my hobbies, that little Bill trivia. So I love importing and cutting gemstones and whatever that is for you. And it doesn't matter if you're good at it. It doesn't matter, at least yet. I'll explain more in a minute. But right now, all you want to focus on is what do you love? Do you love being a mom? Put that down. Do you love being a dad? Put that down on the list. Just a big old list of the things that you personally get enjoyment from. You have some affinity for. Even maybe if it's a hobby you haven't touched in 20 years, but you love it, right? So that's the first part. Second part is we're going to then make a list of what you're good at, whether you like it or not. If you're good at it, right? That's the next list. So that's list number 2. And those could be things that whether you're good at it or not, but if you've ever gotten compliments for something like, oh, your art is so beautiful, well, put that on the list. Even if you don't quite feel like, maybe you have a little bit of that, what they call imposter syndrome. We're like, oh, I don't really know. But if you've gotten genuine, honest compliments about something that you know how to do, put that on the list. Okay. And don't let self-invalidation creep in here. The other thing you'll put on this list is anything that you've done training for or a career that so you know an extensive amount. And it could be a really obscure subject. If you're really, really good at like project management over, beer in the brewing industry. Okay. Put that on the list. So that's your first 2. The third one, and wow, I'm just having one of those moments where I lose it. Let's see if producer Nick remembers. I'm trying to remember the third one off the top of my head. And
what were the first 2 circles you already went over?
What you love, what you're good at.
I think the next one is what makes you money.
There we go. No, it's what the world needs. There we go. I found my chart.
Oh.
In fact, you know what I'll do? Let's see here. There's an image. I'll bring it over here and share it on the screen just so we have it. Why not? And I got way too many screens up, but okay, why will it not let me add? Okay, StreamYard is very annoying these days. But here, let's zoom in on this just so everybody can see it. So we want to look into what the world needs as the next part of that. And this can be done. What I like to do is still kind of think about what you have in these other parts, what you love and what you're good at, and then start to think about what the world needs. But on this one, you can also you can start to look at trends. Okay. I know earlier I said, don't ride the latest trends. Well, you can put them in here. So this is how you decide if a latest trend is something that you're interested in or not. So one of the ways to do this is with search engine tools. An example of that is a site called Answer the Public, which you can go to Answer the Public and you can kind of type in different keywords and get back what people are searching for. What questions are they asking in Google when they go to Google and ask questions? Then there are other keyword tools that you can do research for. You can also look and see that, if you go on Facebook, are you getting Facebook ads? If there's ads, people are actively advertising. That means people are buying those things and there's something that the world needs. So with this one, you want to make a list of all the things that either through research or that you just know that are things that people are spending money on. Are there lots of affiliate programs paying commissions? Go search the ClickBank marketplace or go take a look at, I can't believe I just lost the name of that e-commerce.
How can I help you?
I'm going to look it up. E-commerce affiliate network. It is. They got acquired and changed their name, so it throws me off. It is. I think AWIN bought them. So AWIN is an example. AWIN. So go take a look and look and see if these products and services are actively being sold and there's a demand for them. Another tool you could use for this is Google Trends. So I think you just go to trends.google.com to find that, and that will that'll help you here. Okay. The final one is what you can be paid for. So this is where you're going to dig a little deeper. So you're kind of looking at the surface level on the last one of what the world needs. And here we're really going to look and pay attention to what is being actively sold. Okay. So I kind of cross these up a little bit. The other one is what the world needs. So that's like what people are looking for. I jumped the gun here a little bit. So that's where the search keywords, the questions people are asking on like Answer the Public. And then the fourth piece is what you can be paid for. And that's where the research on ads. Are people running ads in Google? Are people running ads on Facebook? And there are some tools you can use for this. As an example, look up the Facebook ad library. If you've never used it before, it lets you search different ads that are being put on Facebook right now. And that's actually provided by Meta. That's an official Facebook feature. So just look it up, Facebook ad library, and you can just do some searching there to look and see if things are actively being advertised and sold. And then of course, that's when you would also look into the affiliate networks to see if there's a lot of people actively selling their services or products. And that's that part. And so then what we do is we take a look at all of these things. And the middle part is Ikigai. So you start to look for overlap. What are the things that overlap? What you're good at, what you love, what the world needs, and what you can be paid for. And it's this piece in the middle is where the gold is. That is where you have a very fulfilling business that you love, but you're getting paid really well for it. Like, that's the perfect dream, right? Doing what you love and getting paid well for it. And so your business can be that, and that's how you accomplish that. So again, I go more in depth in that video. You can go watch that later. We even have prompts in there that you can use. And so I'm going to show you just really fast, but there's some copy and paste prompts that you can get. You can learn all about that. Again, watch that video that we linked in the chat for Ikigai. But I'm going to just do something really quick. I'm just going to riff this off the top of my head. But we're going to go to ChatGPT. And then what we would do, I'm going to just do something really brief to show you this, okay? What I recommend is putting it on O3. So O3 is the reasoning, the thinking model of ChatGPT. So you go to chatgpt.com, sign in. And by the way, to use a lot of the tools we're going to talk about today, you will need a ChatGPT account, a paid plan. Or join me in my challenge and I'll give you the tools. You won't need ChatGPT at all to do the challenge with me next week if you'd like. Okay. Well, ChatGPT seems to be having some kind of weird problem. Anyway, so make sure you have a Plus or Pro account. And we're going to talk more about what accounts you need and how much they cost and all of that in a little bit. But what you'll do is you'll come here and you'll just tell ChatGPT, say, I'd like to apply the concept of Ikigai to choose a niche market for my new business. Okay. Here's what I love. Here's what I'm good at. Here's what, and this is a very crude, simple version of this. For the more complex and complete prompts, see the video that we'll link to you to. Here's what I think the world needs. Here's what I think the world will pay for. Please research this extensively, and if needed, you can provide suggestions I might not have thought of. Then give me a list from the best possible niche market to okay, let's do it this way. Give me a list of, you could say 5 or you could say 10, whatever you want. Okay, and then that's what you're going to do. So again, it is, I'd like to apply the concept of Ikigai to choose a niche market for my new business. Here's what I love. Here's what I'm good at. Here's what the world needs. Here's what I think the world will pay for. Please research this extensively, and if needed, you can provide suggestions and so forth. So I'll show this on the screen here so you can copy it down. But again, watch the other video for way more comprehensive and better prompts. But this is the rough one that you can do from today's training. And then last thing, make sure you turn on deep research, okay? Now you'll notice it's telling me I only have 25 deep research sessions left this week. So I'm on, or this month, I'm on the plus plan of ChatGPT, and you get a limited number of these deep research sessions. So, in fact, I recommend that you upgrade to the pro plan. And the channel's very own producer, Nick, is an example of a pro user. He uses these features pretty extensively. But again, I recommend you upgrade to Pro to use this, or join me next week and I will give the tools to you instead, okay? So you want to turn on deep research, and then you would fill this out and hit submit, okay? I'm not going to submit it because I don't think you want to watch me research and type all these things for me, but these would be these 4 things that you come up with, put them in here, and take your time, You can kind of write a notepad or Word document, be very thorough, and then submit it and sit back. Now, this process is not going to be instant. Okay, so if you're used to like typing to ChatGPT or one of these tools and getting an instant answer, this will take a little bit of time. In fact, producer Nick, how long does a typical deep research session take for you? Because I know you do this a lot.
It varies widely. On the lower bound, it's closer to 10 minutes. It could go up to an hour, depending on what you're asking it to search.
Okay, cool.
Usually falls around like 15, 20 on average, I would say.
Okay, awesome. And again, we're going to get into the different plans and things that you need at each of these tools, in a little bit. But also know that if you join me next week, I'm going to give you access to tools so you don't need this. You won't need to even use ChatGPT if you join me next week. All right, and again, the link to that is pinned in the comments if you want to join me for our Just 3 Hours workshop that starts next week. Okay, now what we're going to do from here is we're going to come back with a niche. So through applying what you learn about Ikigai on that video and from the prompts that I just showed you, or the ones you get and download from the video, you're going to come away with picking a niche market. And that niche market will be the right one for you. And I really, really want to stress this because I see so many like of these fake gurus giving bad advice, of chasing trends. And that is not the proper way to do it, in my opinion. My opinion is that I find that if I chase a trend because it's something that I was told is a hot market, or that, the research says there's a lot of people buying and selling and it's a hot market, and I'm not interested in that market, I'm not really I'm not really bonded with the people that I'd be helping in my business, then I don't ever see that succeeding. Sooner or later, you'll lose interest, or you'll hit a barrier or a problem or a frustration, and you'll quit. It's that, it's having interest in your business, and it's actually wanting to help, an honest integrity point that you want to help your clients, right? I think that's why I really thrive in this business, helping entrepreneurs like you, because I love it. There's nothing more in my life that I enjoy than seeing that I'm helping a fellow entrepreneur have success, and the impact that makes on their family, on the world. Anyway, I won't go off on too much of a tangent here, but I think it's because of my passion is what keeps me here. Because don't get me wrong, even though I've been really successful and made a lot of money and all of that, running a business is hard. And so every week something comes up, that's frustrating, annoying, time consuming. And if I didn't have that extra interest in helping you, then I would quit, because it's not easy. It's not a cakewalk being, producing good quality products and services, supporting them and supporting you. So I give the same advice to anyone else, is finding through your ikigai, finding the right niche so that you can stick with it through the hard stuff and get fulfillment and enjoyment while helping, your customers, and then you feel good about it. So there we go. Enough on that. So now we've got our niche picked. We're going to go back to ChatGPT deep research, and we're going to do another deep research session. And this one is all about something that I call 10PGB. Now, 10PGB is also something we have taught extensively about on the channel. And producer Nick can drop a link to that too, that you can go watch to get more in-depth training on it, and even some more advanced prompts that you can copy and paste, and other things are all free. You can go check that out, bookmark that, and watch that later. And what 10PGB stands for is 10, like the number 10, problems, goals, and benefits. That's the PGB, problems, goals, benefits. What this means is that when we want to start a brand new business, I don't assume that I'm I'm psychic and I just know what everyone wants, right? I'm just going to make this thing and it's going to be really awesome, and I make a product that I think is going to fit my niche, and then it just bombs and flops. I know that this doesn't work because I've done that, and I gotta slap myself on the hand and go, no, follow your own training. What you need to do is do extensive research to learn what are the problems that your market is running into. And you could be selling into any niche market. Especially if you're going to do a digital product, that you're going to sell a course or an ebook or a training, it is vital that you learn exactly what the real problems are. And sometimes those real problems are not what you would expect. And so when I say problems, I mean things that are barriers that stand in people's way, frustrations, things that upset them, things that give them a negative emotional reaction, things that they want to solve, things that they want to get, something that maybe they feel they're not very good at or that they're bad at. They want to fix that, right? Those are examples of problems. I love giving the pet training niche as an example market, right? Because I think people can relate to that. So an example of that, you wouldn't want to create an entire guide on how to make your dog do fancy tricks, because what's far more important to that market are a series of other problems, right? And I've had a dog my whole life. I don't think I've ever had a period of time in my life where we haven't had a family dog, and there's a lot of problems that come along with having a family dog, whether it's barking, chewing, peeing on things. There's a whole aggression, fear, separation anxiety. And And so don't assume that you know what all the problems are. We're going to use ChatGPT's deep research feature to get truly, really what these problems are, because we want ChatGPT to actually go out and do the research for us. It will go and dig into like forums that people are talking to each other online, in Reddit. If you ever use the site Reddit, and they have these communities called subreddits, that what are people talking about in there? You know, what are people talking about on Facebook? And they find what the world really has in your niche for problems. So we're going to do that. Then the next thing is we want to look on the positive side. So that's the negative side, but we don't want to only be negative. So we want to help people solve problems, but we also want to help them achieve positive goals. So we want to go dig in and find goals, which are the happy things that people want to achieve. You know, like, are they striving to have a well-behaved pet, right? That's a goal instead of a problem. Problem would be, I'm tired of my dog peeing on the floor, right? I want to fix that. Goal would be more happy. I want a well-adjusted member of the family, right? And so you want to highlight that and get a balance, an equal balance. Typically, what we'll do as a starting point is do 5 problems, 5 goals. That's the 10. So you got 10 in total. So I want to take the 5 biggest problems they're having and the 5 biggest goals. You can do more, but 5 is a good starting point. Okay. So we got a total of 10. Then we get to the B, the benefits portion. B, benefit, is all about how someone is going to feel, or what are they going to tangibly have. So a lot of focus on the feeling, but also on what they'll have once they have solved the problem or achieved the goal. Okay. Now you'd be surprised that the feeling portion of this is the most important, not the physical object in their hand, right? The feeling they get for it. Now I'll give you a silly example. This mug right here. Okay. So this mug right here is my favorite mug. In fact, I have had one like it for many years. My first one lasted, 5+ years, and then it broke, unfortunately. And I hunted everywhere to find a replacement. And the reason why, does anybody know where this mug comes from? Who knows? Can anybody, maybe the pattern might tell you. I would show you what's in the bottom of the cup, but then I would spill my coffee. So that would give it away. But who knows where that comes from? Let's see. I don't see any answers in the chat, but I'll tell you. Disneyland is where it comes from. It's from the Haunted Mansion. See the purple fleur-de-lis and the black mug. It's a Haunted Mansion mug, okay? So why did I buy that mug, right? It wasn't because the mug looks cool. It does. Like, that's part of it. I like the mug. But it reminds me of the Haunted Mansion, right? And there's a feeling that goes with that. And that was the more important reason. If I really want to be honest about why did I buy the mug, and then think about that with anything. How many things how irrationally have you bought on eBay, right? There's always an emotional or a change in status or a change in feeling, right? So we really want to look and see when we solve the problems and achieve the goals for our clients, how does it make them feel? And then secondary to that is what they'll have. What's the tangible, like, I've got the mug here, right? And, but the feeling is actually more important. So whether that's a feeling of nostalgia, right? A feeling of accomplishment, a change in status, like, why do people buy fancy cars? Whether they'll admit it or not, there is a certain feeling and a status that goes with having a car. That, I'm a huge fan of sports cars, right? So I like to go fast and I like the car to look cool. But there is a definite feeling that goes along with that. Also you might be buying a car because it feels safe. Your family in the car, you can drive around and feel like the family is safe. But again, that's a feeling and not necessarily the tangible physical thing. So emphasize the feelings, but also the final benefits. And so what we're going to do is we're going to go to deep research, and we're going to use ChatGPT again, or use my tools, which I'll give you if you join me in the challenge next week. And we're going to do a round of asking ChatGPT to go dig in and find these things. And if you watch that YouTube video that we'll link in the chat and down below, you'll find that there is also a set of prompts, a much more elaborate set of prompts that you can get access to. It's free. There's nothing to buy there. Just get access to that. But we're going to go back to ChatGPT, and I'm going to share my screen, and I'm going to do a simplified prompt. I recommend you do the more advanced prompt that's covered in the other trainings. But let's go here, and we're going to talk about what we would do, okay? So we're going to do actually, this is going to be 3 rounds, so 3 deep research sessions. So we can see, we're going to say, I'm about to start a business in the and in our case, I'm going to create a course and sell it online. Please do extensive research about this niche and tell me what are the biggest problems and frustrations this market is experiencing. Pay close attention to what they are actually saying online and in social media to verify it's a real problem. Okay. And then you could say, please give me a list of 20 of them sorted by biggest emotional impact at the top. Pretty simple. Again, this is a bit of an oversimplified, of course, you want to spell it properly too, okay? It's a little bit of an oversimplified prompt. I'll leave it here so you can kind of see what it is and copy it down if you need to. And all you need to do is enter your niche market, okay? So we're going to do this, and then we're going to walk away because, you know, deep research takes a bit. So you'll put that in and you walk away. Then it will come back with the results. Then we're going to come back to ChatGPT in the same window, like it'll come back and give you the results, okay? And again, remember to use the O3 model and deep research. And again, just to recap that, you up here, you click, go to O3, and then here you click on these little dials here that says use tool, and then you click on run deep research, okay? And then hit go. Okay. Now you're probably starting to realize that you're going to use a lot of deep research sessions to be able to follow my methods. Okay. And as you can see here, I only have 25 of these sessions left. That's probably not enough to actually build an entire business, just to be completely transparent with everybody. So you would need to be at an absolute minimum on the ChatGPT Plus plan, but actually to really complete an entire business and follow what the training I'm giving you today, you really are going to need a pro plan, okay? And that's kind of expensive. But of course, I have a solution, you know, a little self-serving there, but I have a solution for you. I have the tools that you need. You don't need to buy a pro subscription if you join me in my live workshop next week. I'm going to give you a free trial that's way cheaper, way cheaper than ChatGPT Pro, and it gives you all the tools you need. You won't need to buy a pro subscription, and it's a 30-day free trial, so you can try it out, build your first business for free, and then decide if you want to keep it or not. So that's how that'll work in the challenge that we do next week. So even if you want an early bird ticket to that, right now tickets are half off for the challenge. That is going away. So get over there and jump in, join me in the challenge at half off. It's really cheap. In fact, the price of admission to the challenge is less than the first month of tools that you need. And you're going to get all those tools as a free trial. Okay. All right. So with that, we have done this section, and then we're going to have a big list of problems. And so then we're going to come back, and we're going to get rid of that. And we're going to come in here. We're going to do another research session. And then you're going to say, now, please take each problem on this list and give me the corresponding emotional benefit that my customers will feel when they solve that problem. Please also talk about practical benefits they will experience, but put an emphasis on how they will feel and the emotions involved in that. Okay. And then again, so you don't even need to be a good speller to do this right. And so here is the next prompt. And again, this is an overly simplified prompt. It will work, but there's a more elaborate one that you can get in the video that we link to. Okay. And then you're going to submit this. And you want to do it in the same exact window. So you keep all of this in the same window. Don't go up here and start a new, like up here where it says new chat. Do not do that. Keep it in the same window. Good. So, and then that's going to come back and give you that list of benefits that we need. Okay. Now we've got the problems and the benefits related to them. Now it's time to do the goals. And we're going to do the same exact thing. We're going to go and start a new deep research session. And this time we're going to tell it to focus on goals, positive goals that people want to achieve in that market. And then you'll tell ChatGPT, the prompt will be almost the same, just flip it from negative to positive. So instead of putting problems, you want to say goals. You want to make sure ChatGPT understands that you're looking for the positive things that they want to achieve in that market that we can help them with in a course. Okay. Just take the problems one, tweak it a little bit, and resubmit it asking for goals. Okay. Then you'll walk away again, 10 minutes, 20 minutes, whatever it takes. And then you'll come back and have those results. Okay. So, and then the final deep research session you'll do on this part is also same thing here on benefits. So let's go back here. So now when I say now, please take each benefit, we'll say, please take each positive goal on this list and give me this corresponding emotional benefit that my customers will feel when they solve the problem. Please also talk about practical benefits they will experience, but put an emphasis on how they will feel and the emotions involved with that. Okay. So that's all you do. Just switch out problem to positive goal. And if you actually, I would say positive goal that my market wants to achieve. Okay. Cool. Now, want to check in with everybody. I'm doing a lot of going kind of deep here, and we're getting kind of detailed in all of this. So how are you all doing? Is everybody tracking with me? Give me some comments, some feedback. Let me know if this seems valuable to you, because this is where the gold is. And I think not enough is being shared and taught in the entrepreneurial community of how important this stuff is. Everybody's so excited about the shiny, fancy new tactics. But what I'm showing you here is where the money is made. And so many people skip this and they don't understand that if, at the end of the day, you don't look at your niche market, you don't look at your new business and see people. Who are the customers? Who are the people? And how can you help them? And if you don't clearly isolate who they are and how can you help them, how are you ever going to have a good business that's profitable and that you like? It won't happen. And so you see people that go in circles and spinning their wheels, or running on the hamster wheel of internet marketing. And if you get this part right, that's what gives you that breakout moment where all of a sudden, instead of like spinning your wheels, you start to get traction and you start to actually get results. And I don't think, again, the shiny, exciting tactics are interesting and they keep everyone's attention, but that's not where the money's made. It's here. So I hope, even though it's not super exciting to talk about, I hope this is really coming through because that's important. And this is also how we justify charging money for our materials that we're about to make. if we want to charge money and we want to get paid well, we need to be able to know what to promise our customers. So when it comes to sales and marketing, we need to know what are those emotions that we need to, evoke, and what are the words that we have to use to make the customer want to give us money. And if we don't know what those words are from this research, you won't sell. You will not be able to get people to buy your stuff. And then the most important part is we then have to deliver on that. We actually have to then give them the payoff that we have promised them on the back end, right? When we deliver the product or deliver the training or ebook or whatever you're going to sell to them on the back end. And if you don't know what those problems are and you don't know this information, how are you ever going to give them a really satisfying experience? And now, one thing I also want to make clear is we're digging in here for these juicy, emotional, big, important problems and goals. And don't expect that they're going to download an ebook from you or go through a training course and like you're going to solve all of their life's problems. That's not the point of what we're doing. Your course that we're about to make a course together. I'll show you how. And that's what you're going to sell to them. And all it needs to do is kind of get their thinking straightened out, get them pointed in the right direction, give them a little bit of enlightenment and a little bit of progress towards solving those problems and achieving those goals. Your course is not going to change someone's, well, it might actually. I don't want to downplay this, but we don't have to make a course that, after they read our ebook, they're going to suddenly lose 20 pounds. Okay. If they're in the diet niche. Okay. That's not going to happen. But your course could give them a workable plan that they could implement with their lifestyle and in their situation. And over time, they could lose 20 pounds, right? But just because they went through your course or read your ebook, pop, 20 pounds doesn't just fall off. Does that make sense? So that's important here. So we want to get to those really juicy problems and goals, but then we don't have to solve them. We just need to help the customer get their thinking straightened out, point them in the right direction, give them a plan, give them a direction to go to actually make progress on those goals and to solve those problems. And if we do a good job of that, we are worth the money that they paid us, right? If we actually deliver on just that, we are worth the investment in the course that they will make to us. And so we can sell them an ebook or a course for whatever price. If it's life-changing advice, it's really helping them with a big, important thing. Well, you might charge $100 or more. I've charged thousands of dollars for courses because they make a big impact and they help with big problems. So the bigger the problem, the juicier the goal, the more money you can get for your products, and it's worth it. Make sense? And producer Nick, I haven't been able to see the chat. We getting any feedback or anybody have questions or confusions at this point? Let's do a quick round of Q&A. I want to knock out any questions, any confusions, again, and let me know of any comments that come in about the training so far as well.
Sure. So we have a comment from Daniel. He says, sounds and looks easy if you have a topic to write about and people want and need to learn about that topic.
Well, that's where the first part of the training comes in. So I don't know if you were here at the very, very beginning. That's where you use ikigai, right? Which is just a Japanese word for a way of finding what you want to do in life to make money, basically. And so it's by finding that and then using this strategy is how you get that, right? You don't just know what to write about and you don't just know what to make a course about. It's through this process that I'm going through with you now is how you figure that out, right? So now we know the problems they have, the goals they have. We use the ikigai method to pick a market that we can go into. We know their problems. We know their goals. We know what benefits they're looking for. And now we know what topic to write about. Not because magic or, someone is just really good at helping a niche, but from the research is how we do it. All right. Anything else?
Yeah, we have a DE Production says, makes sense. Do you have results to show us from the prompts?
No, I'm doing these off the top of my head as we sit here. So each one of those would take 10 to 20 minutes to run. So I don't. But if you go watch the training videos that I talked about that we're linking in the chat and we'll put in the the comments when this is a replay. But if you go check those out, you will be able to see the results, right? But here, while I'm live with you, we just don't have the 20 minutes to wait in between. Yeah.
All right. Chris says, will the expanded prompts be in the playbook?
Yes, the expanded prompts. So if you go to the links that go to like we have a separate training on Ikigai and then a separate training on 10 PGB. In those, there is a playbook. There is a way to get the advanced prompts. Yes.
Here, and real quick, I did drop the links to the videos earlier again, but I'm going to drop them again.
Okay.
So this next one I'm going to drop is Ikigai. And then here comes 10 PGB.
Cool. And one thing I really want to stress is just how amazing AI is, that we all get to use this now. You know, and I'm going to sound like an old guy giving advice to their son. I'm sure, Nick, you have heard some story like this, I'm sure, for me, but like walking uphill both ways from school back in the day. But that's really that's really what it was like when we were getting started. We did not have these tools to help us with this research. We would actually have to spend money. I would have to go out and spend money running ads to do surveys to gather this data. And I would spend money on Google or on Facebook to get people to click and fill out surveys to collect this information. You don't have to do that. It would take me weeks and cost me hundreds, if not thousands of dollars to gather this data. You get to do it by prompting ChatGPT. It's crazy. So don't, I don't know. As you can tell, I'm very passionate about this. This is the make or break part of whether your business will succeed, is right here in the stuff we're talking about right this moment. So there you go. And I do want to, again, stress that I realize ChatGPT Pro is kind of expensive. How much is it, Nick?
200.
So it's $200 a month. And you don't need that if you join me in the challenge next week. So we'll have a 3-day workshop. You can join me in that workshop. I will give you the tools you need as part of it. Okay, I'm going to give you a 30-day free trial, and then you can test it out. You could build your first business, go through the challenge, the workshop with me, test it out, and figure out, and use it to actually build a business before you never have to pay anything for it. Okay, so just grab a ticket to that 3-day workshop, and that's in the dropped in the chat below. Okay, I pinned it in the chat. Cool. Anything else?
Let us see. Let's see. This is a nice comment from Shelly. I like it. Shelly says, "This is gold. Thanks for being here every week for us. You save me from shiny objects." He saves me from shiny objects too, Shelly.
I need somebody to save me from them. But I have the same.
I've inherited it from you.
I get distracted. It takes a lot of discipline, right? So someone from my perspective, I see opportunities everywhere, right? I mean, just honestly, almost daily, Nick and I have conversations like, oh, we should do this and we should do this and we could make a bunch of money. And then I have to have the realization, wait, no, we have to, we got to stay focused. Let's stay on point, stay on mission, not be distracted. It's tough. Yeah.
I don't know if I've told you this. I feel like that could be a product. We have so many ideas that just come off the dome that to us, it's like, because we live and breathe this stuff, that would be very obvious. But to the average person who doesn't have the time to just basically marinate themselves in entrepreneurship, it's not obvious, but we can't execute on them. But they get to take advantage of our ideas. So it's just they get the behind the scenes, they get access to all the ideas we come up with that we can't execute on. And I've had people basically ask me for that.
People are interested in that. They let us know in the chat. And but cool. Well, I'm going to steer us back on track here. Actually, I saw a comment from Blaine. Blaine, I didn't think about that when I was typing in. when I was typing the prompt and said, I want to go into the XXX market. Yeah, ChatGPT probably would have misunderstood that for sure. Good catch. I didn't think about that, but yeah. So no, I'm not going in the XXX market and never will. All right. Well, what I would like to do super quick is I'm going to take a very quick break and we're going to play a quick commercial. It'll be just 1 minute. I'll be right back with you, and we will be covering how to now take this research and turn it into a product that you can sell and make money with. Okay, that'll be our next segment. And by the way, this is a great time for me to remind you that if you're not already subscribed, what's up with that? Look down below and you'll see a red subscribe button. You really need to click it. It's calling your name. You want to click that button. I just know it. And so click that red subscribe button if you haven't already, and join the family of the billionaire army that we've got here today. And then you can come back. We're going to have live training like this every week and more videos. We drop videos on the channel, usually 10 to 20 minutes worth of training typically. It's a how-to video on individual topics. And I'd love to have you become part of our family here on the channel. And especially now, we just crossed 27,000 subscribers. That's really awesome. Can't wait to get to 100. That's my goal. Cool. Well, then with that, I'll also remind you, we'll take a quick break, and now would be a great time to go join the challenge or the 3-day workshop, I should say, that we're having next week. So you'll spend 3 days with me, an hour per day. So not a big time commitment, just 1 hour at a time. And in just 3 hours, you and I will build a business together. You'll walk away. It'll be published. It'll be online. It'll be ready to go, ready to take money and put it in your pocket. And again, we can do that together in just 3 hours. We're going to use my tools. I'm going to give you a 30-day free trial so that you can build your business and launch it without having to spend anything else other than the little bitty cost of the ticket to join me in the workshop next week. So by getting a ticket, you'll get all the tools you need for free. So you will not have to go pay for the $200 a month that ChatGPT Pro costs you, that if you want to use it. So go check that out. Nick, if you could drop that link one more time, and then we're going to go to commercial break. Do we have another 5-day challenge one?
Good question. I'm looking at what we got in there.
Well, run the same one. Okay.
I'm actually make a new one for the just 3 hours challenge.
Yeah. Well, I just decided to do this. So this was sort of off the top. So we didn't really prepare for it. So everybody, we're going to play a 5-day challenge link, but really it's 3. So when you hear the word 5, just know it's 3 days next week. Okay, cool. We'll be right back. Is it running? I think it's stuck.
Yeah, what the heck? Yeah, it's broken. Here, I'll let you take it.
Yeah, it's broken.
Yeah, so StreamYard, you guys can't see this. We use a tool called StreamYard. And since we last streamed, there was like an update. They updated their layout. And I think they must have broken it when they did that, because it's never done this before.
All right. Well, play the short Ingeniosity commercial, whichever is the shorter one.
It's doing it too with this one.
Oh, they're all broken. How about that? All right, cool. Well, then, yeah, you can try removing it and adding it back in.
That's what I'll do.
And if that doesn't work, then I'll make my own commercial.
Wow. Here, let's try this. Give me a sec. Bear with us, guys.
See, so now's an awesome time to go get your ticket in the challenge while we're fiddling with StreamYard, trying to make the technology work. Okay, yeah, it's just not going to work.
It's just not working today.
Okay.
Blake, Nick the narrator. So true, Blake. I'll make one on the spot. I'll do an infomercial for you guys, me and Bill.
All right,
Blake's
here.
giving me a promotion instead of producer Nick. I'm narrator Nick.
Narrator Nick. Well, here you go.
I like that. It's got
it's your show now. Over to you. It's all your show.
That's you're putting me on the spot. Oh man. I wasn't serious. Take me off. Take me off. No, you go back. I gotta have prep time, man. I'm not like a showman like you.
I just wanted to see your reaction. All right. Well, I know YouTube. We did it. We had a YouTube ad break goes into there, so some people are probably seeing YouTube ads. But I'll just remind everyone. So commercial is join me next week. Get your ticket to the Just 3 Hours workshop. We dropped the link in the chat. It's pinned in the chat. I really hope to see you there. And in just 3 hours, an hour a day, we'll build a business together, and I'll give you all the tools so that you don't have to pay for ChatGPT Pro. Save yourself $200 a month and just join me next week. And with that, we'll get on and continue.
Yeah, and
I was hoping to get more caffeine in on that break, but I didn't quite make it.
If you, I had something. I showed it to you before.
If
you want me to show it, I have like something, kind of like a shiny object.
Oh, let's wait for that. No, I didn't mean to. Yeah, it's not shiny object time. I just pulled you in because of the weird commercial thing. We'll come back to shiny objects in a minute.
All right.
Okay, cool. I'm going to take back over, and we need to make Nick do a whole show. And I'll just I'll be the sidekick. I could be producer Bill. So
there we go. You can interview me. I'll come with a topic and you'll interview me.
Yeah. I mean, I know the audience has requested that a few times, wanted to hear some training from you. So we could, you guys, you want to do that? We'll do a producer. Well, no, we'll make Nick and I'll become producer Bill.
I'll have to surprise you with a topic. I'll teach you something new that you don't know anything about.
All right. I can't wait to see it. Okay, cool. Well, then we're going to get back on track. We'll get a little distraction there. But so now we have picked our niche. We've done the deep research needed to really understand how we can provide value to our niche. And we're now going to take that research and turn it into a course. Okay. Now, I want to warn everyone right from the start that this is not an easy button, what I'm about to show you. Okay. If you want an easy button, join me in the challenge next week. What I'm going to show you with ChatGPT takes a little bit of work. Okay. Again, I do have a tool that makes this way easier. So you can just let the bots go do all of your deep research for you. We have an army of AI agents that will do all these steps for you. But again, you got to join me next week in order to see that. Now, so what we're going to do here is we're going to be doing a lot of work by hand with ChatGPT deep research. That will get you the same results. So I just want to show you all how to do this yourself. If you're not interested in joining me next week, I do still want to help you, and I still want you to see how to do this yourself. Okay. So what we're going to do is we're going to now go to ChatGPT, and we're going to take every one of those 10 things and all the benefits, and we're going to create an outline for our course. Okay, so the very first step is to take all the data you just learned, the problems, the goals, and the benefits, paste them all into ChatGPT, and tell ChatGPT, here's all this data. I want to make a course that really helps my customers solve these problems and achieve these goals so that they can experience the following benefits, right? So you just want to pop that, copy, paste. It'll be a lot of text. You're just going to copy, paste, and plop it into ChatGPT. And then you're going to tell it, please give me an outline of a 12-lesson course. I like to do 12 lessons. It's the magic number 12. And I like to break my course down because if we're really going to tackle those important problems and goals, it's not going to be something we're going to do in 5 lessons. We're going to do it in 12 lessons. We want to make it complete. We want to make it thorough. We want the customer to actually get value from it. Okay. So we'll tell ChatGPT, take all of this data and outline for me a course with 12 modules. Tell me what the module should be titled. Tell me what each lesson, not module, each lesson should be titled, and then give me a brief description of what it should be about. Okay? And we're going to drop that back into a deep research session and send it in to ChatGPT. Okay. So I don't have a copy paste prompt for this, but that is the general idea to build this. And you don't need a copy paste prompt. You just need to describe that to ChatGPT. And the important parts are to tell it you want a 12 lesson course, to give you a title for each lesson and a 1-paragraph description of what should be in the lesson. And then you send it off, and then you'll let ChatGPT do its thing. So, and again, what we're going to do here, I got to remove something to get this to show my screen. I'll remove that, and I will add that. Okay, and we'll put that full screen. Okay, so what we're going to do again is copy and paste. So we can say, I want to create a course for my customers in the in the XXX market. And now you've ruined that for me, because I use that a lot as a placeholder. I'll put XXX, and now I'm going to think about your comment every time. I want to create a course for my customers in the XXX market. Of course, you replace that with your market. It should help them solve their biggest problems and achieve their goals related to this market. After completing the course, they should experience the benefits I'm going to put below. And we'll space, here are the problems I want to help them with. Then you put your problems and you say, here are the goals I want to help them achieve. You put those. Here are the end benefits I want them to experience when they complete the course and get help with these. And get help. Okay, we'll just say that. And then the final part, you could say, please create a 12-lesson outline for this course. Give me a lesson title and a 1-paragraph description of what the lesson is about. Okay. And again, make sure you use O3 and make sure you have deep research turned on. Okay. And again, I'm not going to burn through. I only have 25 sessions left, so I'm not going to burn through my deep research. And it would take, a good 20 minutes. This would be a longer prompt. This one might take a little bit longer. Okay. And then that's going to give us our outline of what we're going to make our course about. Okay. Now, notice what I didn't do is what everyone else makes the fatal mistake. Do not just go to ChatGPT and say, hey, I want to make a course in the dog training market. Give me a course outline. And then they go, great, now write the course for me, right? And then you just copy and paste a bunch of AI slop and then try to sell that as a course. No, that is bad. That is wrong. First, your course is going to be bland, and it's going to not be about the important things that your customers want to solve. And they're probably not going to buy it. And then even if they do buy it, they're not going to like it, and they're going to ask for their money back. Okay. So, and I see so many people will tell me, well, I tried AI and it just doesn't do it. It doesn't make good stuff. It makes garbage content. And that's where they're going wrong. They're going in and they're using simple one-shot prompts, and they're not doing the hard work that we're going through today. They're actually, and they'll go in and they'll say like, hey, ChatGPT, write me an article about how to train your dog to stop barking. And then they just let it spit out an article. And it's going to be bland. It's going to be boring. It's probably even going to be very obvious to most people that it was written by AI. And that is why people go, well, AI doesn't write good content, because they're not doing the deep research and the hard work that I'm showing you how to do right now. Okay. So that's really, really important. And in the tools that I provide, the ones I'm going to provide you next week in our 3-day workshop, they do all of this for you. That's part of what so many people don't understand is when you use my PushButton business building tools, they don't just do these one-shot simple prompts. They do round and round and round of deep research, searching the web, looking for the information, gathering things, spending time. The AI literally spends time thinking about them. You have an AI that is designed to edit things, an AI that's designed to make sure that it got the right results. And all of this, they kind of all work together as a team to do what you see me doing here on the screen, but they just do it for you. Okay, that's what our PushButton business tools do. But here, if you're using ChatGPT, you have to do it one step at a time and use the deep research tool in order to get good results. And then Nick, I'll call on you for a moment here too, just for some commentary. What's like you have the experience of using AI. Really, you actually use AI even more than I do. You may be one of the biggest power users that I know. So the difference between like going to just vanilla ChatGPT and saying, hey, write me an article versus using deep research like we're talking about. Can you shed some light on the differences between the two? Like in terms of the final output you get?
Yeah. When I'm trying to come up with something really good, whether it's content or an offer, right? I want to use I like to gather a lot of real life sources, things real people are saying, or real pieces of content people have made. That's like 80% of the work until I actually take that information and use it to make something brand new, right? Deep research does that step for you, the first 80% for you. It saves 80% of the time for you. It's up to you to take that information and do something constructive with it. But the fact, it's doing it's still in the first 5 hours of your work for you in an afternoon. And so when I'm comparing that output versus I'm just using ChatGPT 4.0 to do a web search, it's a world of difference.
Cool. Yeah, I put you on the spot there with a question, but thanks for that. Yeah. Cool. All right. So that's so everyone understands why we're doing this in such an elaborate way, and why we're using deep research instead of just plain vanilla, chatbot conversations. And so what I want to do today is show you how you can replicate what I do in our tools. So you can actually go out by hand and you can get the same kind of results that you would get from, say, our PushButton AI, business building tools. But this is the way you'd have to do it. You have to do it this way, going through each step round and around with deep research instead of letting, if you let our agents do it, they'll do all this for you. Okay, so now we have an outline. So let's get back on track. So we've now got an outline of 12 lessons, each lesson, and a little description. And so now we're actually going to do 12 more deep research sessions, okay? Again, I know we're talking about some hefty work here, but think about the amazing product you're going to have by doing this. And think about all of the happy customers that you're going to have because you sold them an amazing product. So just think it forward in the future. I realize it's sort of annoying now because you're doing many steps, and this might take a few hours to do all in a sitting. But at the end result is that you will have a way easier time selling your product, and you're going to have way happier customers. and you're going to have more money in your pocket. So it's worth it. And so now we're going to take each title one at a time. So we're going to take, remember, ChatGPT is going to respond back and it's going to say, here's your 12 lessons. Copy lesson 1, the title and the description, paste it into a new deep research session, and tell ChatGPT to please research and give you an outline for this lesson. Okay. Again, don't just tell it, hey, write the lesson for us. We want it to give us an outline. Then we ask it to write the lesson. Okay. So it's actually 2 steps, 2 rounds of deep research for each lesson. So step 1, copy and paste it in, tell it to outline a lesson for us. And then, my phone is ringing here. Let me just shut it off. Okay, so we're going to now do that. 2 steps. First, outline it. Second step, in the same window, we're then going to say, now write it for us. In all of these windows, you want ChatGPT 03 and you want deep research turned on in order to get the best results. Okay. Again, I realize it's time consuming and it's expensive, but that's the only way to get really good results from AI. And why maybe you have not been getting the results that you've wanted from AI, because perhaps you haven't been doing it quite like this. Okay. And then, so that's it. So each lesson, so each of the 12 lessons, we're going to say first, outline it. Second, now write it. And that'll get us our lesson. And so when you go through that process, so that would be 12 times 2, that's 24 deep research sessions. And then you take that, and that's your course. That's what you can now sell. And now you could probably get a little bit more insight into why it's valuable, right? We're not talking about AI slop that just, you've gotten 10 minutes from a ChatGPT session. That's deep. That literally represents, like, not just your time, right? You might sit and do this. It might take you 4 hours, if you do it in breaks, right? A bit of time, maybe 2 to 4 hours of your time to sit down and go through this process with ChatGPT. But the research that ChatGPT is doing, right? It's searching the web. It's compiling the results. It's studying the results. It's thinking about the results. It's, it does a lot. So all in all, there's probably close to 100 hours of actual work being done to output your course. That's what makes it so valuable. Again, do not sell copy-paste garbage AI slop. That is bad. That gives AI a bad name. It gives you a bad name. It gives you, if you can even get customers, it will then make customers that are not happy. So definitely don't do that. Do this method instead, okay? Now, also, you can join me next week. So again, I sound like a broken record, but next week, I'll give you some tools. You have 30 days to use them. You can build your first site, create your first course, do all of this stuff without spending a dime on the tools. All you have to do is buy a ticket to the workshop. So the workshop, there is a ticket price. We have half off right now. It's for early bird pricing that will be going away. So jump in. This is something I decided to do kind of at the last minute. I wanted to take a large group. I think we'll have probably about 100 people in the workshop. And then I'll take those 100 people through the process of using my tools to build a site. And it will not take you 4 hours. In fact, in just 3 hours, you will come away with your research done, your site launched, and ready to take money coming in the door in just 3 hours. And that'll be like 3 hours of learning it from me and doing it all together combined. And then your end result will be a live business published online, registered under your own domain name, and ready to take money in the door. All you have to do is get a ticket and show up next week. So there we go. Link is pinned in the chat. And so we'll continue from here, okay? So at this point, we've got our course created, and we need to create some sales materials. And so the sales materials are all based on the same research. So what we're going to do is we're going to backtrack now. If you remember, we did the 10 problems and goals and benefits, okay? The 10 PGB steps. We're going to take all of that research, and we're now going to paste it into another deep research session, we're going to have ChatGPT write our sales pages for us. And it looks a little something like this. I'll do a simplified prompt right now. And so let's highlight this and get rid of it. And we're going to say, please act as an expert in persuasion and marketing to write me a compelling sales letter. Letter should be written, this is very important what I'm about to put now, should be written direct response style and designed to get people to buy my 12-lesson online course about XXX. Okay. Let's see. So we should, let's do this. I'm going to modify this slightly. 12-lesson course about XXX created for the XXX niche market. Okay. Here is some initial research you should use extensively while writing this sales letter. It is a list of the biggest problems they are experiencing and important goals they have and the benefits they will feel when they finish my course and solve these. Okay. Here they are, colon. And then you paste them in. Okay. So again, I'll put this on screen for a minute so everyone can make notes down. But that's what we're going to say. And at the bottom, again, just paste your 10 problems and goals and benefits. And same thing, don't use plain vanilla ChatGPT. Make sure you turn on O3 and make sure you turn on deep research, okay? When you do that, you're going to get a pretty good sales letter. And that's what's going to become the page on your website that gets people to give you money. This is really important, but you're going to have a really well-written one. Now, one thing I want to tell you is make sure you go through it and edit it, okay? AI will sometimes do weird things, like I have had it make up fake testimonials for me, okay? So watch out for that. You don't want it to make up fake testimonials or say things that aren't true, because sometimes it will do that. So make sure you read the copy and you agree with it and you proofread it and you don't just copy and paste it as is. That is the one thing you want to do. So just look for those things. Make sure it's not saying anything that is not true. You got to keep an eye out for that, because it will, even with these advanced tactics, it will sometimes do that. Okay. Like Nick, have you ever seen it do that, where it'll just like make up a fake person and a fake testimonial? Uh-oh, you're muted.
Yes. Yeah. And, that's one of the reasons you'll want to use deep research, because if you're not using a tool like that, the technical term is hallucinate. When it comes up with like a fake testimonial. If you're just using 4.0, even though it can technically search the web, it's not doing it in as much of a robust way as deep research. It just makes stuff up. What we want to do is have it find real things and then have the AI package those real things into a really, nicely presented output. When you're using like 4.0, it's not necessarily doing that. It's just making things up sometimes.
Cool. All right. Well, there we go. So now we have the components, the basic components of building a business. We have our sales process. We have the product that we're going to deliver when they buy that thing. And we need to put it on some hosting. Okay, so what I recommend is using a tool called WordPress. If you're not familiar with it, it is the most, at least as of today, it is the most universal platform for building your business on the internet. And WordPress will host your website. You put your pages into it, and you can copy and paste your lessons into it. You can copy and paste your sales letter into it. And there is a little bit of a technical hurdle for this, but there are some simple ways to use WordPress. Okay, so that would be my recommended site builder at the moment, is to use WordPress to assemble your site. Now, if you use our tools, our system does that for you. So our system will create a WordPress site. It'll configure all the plugins. You'll automatically put your sales page in, put your lessons in, and launch the business for you. So that is part of our PushButton business building tool suite. But if you're not a member of our PushButton system, then you can use WordPress would be the thing. I would Google that. It's actually not that hard. There is a little bit of a technical hurdle to get it launched, but like when I first started using WordPress many, many years ago, I had no idea what I was doing, and I was able to fumble through getting a website up and online. It just took a little bit of a learning curve. Or you can join me in the challenge next week, and I'll give you some hosting. I'll actually host your site for you, and you can use the system to build it. So that's one thing I want to clarify too, is those of you who do join me in the challenge, the 3-day workshop next week. So in addition to getting the AI tools, so you don't have to use deep research, you're also going to get access to, it's a light version of our PushButton AI system, where it will, if you've ever wanted to get into PushButton AI and you didn't want to, it's been high ticket up until now. And here, I'll take over the screen for a moment here. But PushButton AI, quite frankly, has been high ticket. You've had to spend $1,000 to, some people have spent $5,000 and more to get access to the system. Okay. Now, they all got stuff that nobody else will get. Okay. They got a whole bunch of bonuses and extra things that no one else is going to get. But if you've ever wanted to get a taste of using the PushButton system without the $1,000 price tag, this is the only way to do it. It's only by joining my challenge. You can't buy it. You can't just go sign up and get in, at least not as of the moment. But I will take a group of people in and give you a 30-day trial to the tools. And don't worry, if you decide to keep it, let's say you've built your first business, you've published it, you like it, and you want to keep the business you built with me. It's not expensive. It's, don't worry about that. It's far cheaper than what ChatGPT is going to charge you for the deep research product. Okay. And I'm going to give you that. So you'll have a trial from me, so you can build your first site, get it published, see how it looks, decide if you like it, and then keep the tool if you want to keep it, or cancel if you don't. Either way, you get the 3-day workshop with me that happens next week. And so, yeah, we'll cover your hosting and all the AI tools that you need as part of that. And by the way, again, that is the only way, other than paying the high ticket to get all of the extra stuff. It's the only other way you can get access to our PushButton business building system, is through this workshop, and only this workshop. Cool. So now, when you build your site, you're going to want to make sure that you have a shopping cart. So when you use WordPress, there is a plugin that is called Woo, W-O-O, Commerce, WooCommerce. Google it and use it. Okay, WooCommerce. I know it's going to sound a little bit overwhelming, but you want to install it on your website. That is what enables you to take money in exchange for your courses. There is a second plugin you're going to want to install, and there's a variety of them. So we're going to need 2 things to put on our WordPress site. One of them is a shopping cart. So that's WooCommerce. The other thing is something called a learning management system. You might hear this be called an LMS, learning management system. So the one we use is called Sensei. There are many others. And so there are free ones and there are paid ones. And the same with WooCommerce. There's a free level, and then there's some premium paid levels and things. So You do want to install those on your WordPress site. And what that enables you to do is sell a course and collect the money, which, we all want money for our course. That's how you do it, is with those two plugins. Okay. And again, I know I'm going to sound like a broken record, but we handle that for you if you join me in the workshop next week. So our systems, they automatically install the plugins and configure them. In fact, we buy the premium version of those plugins for you on your behalf. So we pay out of our company, we pay for the licenses of what you would have to go out and buy separately. In fact, we did the math. There's over $8,000 worth of stuff that you would have to buy to get what you're going to get in that workshop next week. And that's not like weird marketer math, because these are products that they're not mine, they're other people's. So if you went and bought Sensei, I think the pro version is now like $200. The premium WooCommerce plugins that you need, I think there's like $500 worth of them there. And that's just two of the plugins. And then also you're saving the $200 a month that you don't need on a ChatGPT Pro plan, and a bunch of other things. So with that, what I'd like to do, I want to jump back to chat and see if anybody has any other questions about this process. So Nick, I don't know if you saw any questions come in, well, as I've been blabbing, but I want to do one more round of Q&A and find out what are everyone's questions about getting your site set up and launched, or anything we've talked about today. Ask those questions in the chat now. But what we'll do is, just before we do questions, I do want to remind everybody to subscribe to the channel. That red button is down there. It's calling your name. It's begging you to click it so that you can come back and be part of our billionaire army here. And you'll get notified every time we put new training on the channel. So if you want more training on how to get traffic, how to build your business, how to scale and grow your business, that's all coming through the channel here. And all you need to do is tap that red subscribe button down below. And what I'll do really quick, I'm going to attempt to take a quick commercial break. My voice, I can feel it in my throat. I'm just going to take a quick little break. We'll be right back in 1 minute if I can. Let's try, which one should I try? We'll try this one. Nope, it's not going to work.
What the heck?
You get to stare at me with my open mouth. That's yeah, none of them will play. Even our abominable snowman.
He's a Yeti.
Yeti, sorry. Being culturally insensitive.
Yeah. You do have a
All
few
right,
questions.
well,
I don't know if you're ready to take them on.
Yeah. I queued up a ad break, so I know YouTube is doing an ad break. But you know what? We'll just keep talking. So I'll power through. I'm sure my voice will handle it. Let's here. I'll bring us both on, and let's do Q&A.
Yes. All right. A good question from Kim. She says, "Are there any free deep research tools?"
I do think ChatGPT gives you a couple of. Do they work that into their free plan now? I think they did. A limited number of them.
Yeah, but you get a very. I don't think they give you enough. They give you 5 a month. So
Okay.
in theory, you could do it with 5, but if you make a mistake or if you want to come back and use it again, I don't think that's enough. Perplexity is kind of like, I guess I would say, a deep research light. So you could try the prompts inside of Perplexity, and they do have a free plan. I used to use Perplexity all the time, but now I don't, because I stay inside ChatGPT. But yeah. Let's see. This is a good question from Dina. Sorry if I'm not pronouncing your name right. She says, "What work do I need to do prior? I am starting from 0. Not sure what course subject."
Well, that's the perfect starting point for. I don't know if you were here at the very, very beginning of the show. So I know we've been on for a little bit. Towards the beginning, we talked about Ikigai, and that is where you should start. Okay, so that which I'll define that real quick in case you didn't hear me during that time. That's a word. It's a Japanese word that is an old philosophy, 2,000-year-old philosophy about how to pick basically like your career, what you want to be. Like, what do you want to be when you grow up? That's all about Ikigai. And it's about picking something that you can do for the world, that you get fulfillment from, and you get paid for. And that's the strategy, the philosophy behind how we pick niche markets. And so check that video out if you haven't seen it. In fact, Nick, if you want to pop the link out again, that would be probably useful. But that would be for you. If you're not yet sure of your niche market, even if you kind of know what you want to go into, but you're not feeling confident about it, just go through the process. It might actually, you may come out and realize that you made a good choice, but then you're certain about it and you can move forward. But it's a 4-step process. You could probably sit down and do it in about 30 minutes, and then you'll come out knowing what niche you should be in.
Great. And then there was some confusion. People if they were curious about the 3-day challenge, if your trial lasts 30 days or 21 days.
Yeah, I think I might be causing confusion because I actually don't know. I didn't set it up. It's at least 21 days, whatever it says on the page. So don't mind me. Ignore what I said. Oops. What it says on the page is what it actually is. So there you go.
Awesome. And then someone was asking a link to the 3-day challenge. And you know what? Let me pop that back in.
Okay.
I'll give you a fresh new link for anyone who's interested. Good question from My Ducky. He says, how would Claude perform?
And there, I showed it on the screen. So Claude is good also. I'm trying to, I'll be honest, I haven't used they have a version of Deep Research, don't they?
Yeah, I know that's, to me at least, that's new-ish, and I've never tried it just because I'm so happy with ChatGPTs. I've just never even bothered. So My Ducky, try it, I guess, if you already have Claude. If you're on a free ChatGPT plan, you get at least one deep research session. So give both tools the same exact prompt and see which one you like better.
Yeah, there you go. There you go. Well, one thing I will say I like Claude for is its creative writing is better. I feel it's superior to the other models. So I didn't want to make this sound confusing or complicated, so I didn't talk about this, but I'll just this is like an advanced tip, little pro tip, advanced tip. So you can do your research in ChatGPT, and then when it's time to do the final output, you can jump to Claude and do it there. That's the workflow that I would do, but I was trying to keep this simple. ChatGPT does a great job if you use O3 and Deep Research, but if you really want that extra little polish on the way the writing is done, take all of your research and do the final prompt, the one that's going to write your course or the one that's going to write your sales page, and run that in Claude.
All right, so let's see what else we got.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's if I miss you, if I haven't asked your question, you should let me know right now. But I think we're good. I think I covered everyone.
All right, cool. Well, I have a question for the audience. So I know I've seen a lot of our vets here, a lot of recurring names and people that have been on our shows quite a lot. And I see a lot of customers, so people who already own PushButton AI as an example. But I would like to know if there's anyone out there that maybe you've sat on one of my webinars or you've heard about our PushButton business building systems and you're like, I would love to try that out. But maybe you've been a little hesitant because our prices, honestly, it's a significant investment. It's $1,000. People have spent up to $5,000 to get access. They get our PushButton business building tool and a bunch of stuff, a bunch of other bonuses and mentoring and coaching and stuff too. But the only way to get the tools so far has been to take those higher ticket offers. And I haven't had a low priced alternative for people to try it out. And so next week, our 3-day challenge, I'll just be transparent. This is an experiment to try it out and see if we give somebody a lower priced way to get access to our tools to kind of see what happens, to see what your interest is and see, do you use the tools? How much do you like them? So it's a little bit of a experimental, a marketing experiment, we should say. You won't get, I mean, just full transparency. You're not going to get what people paid $1,000 or $5,000 for. They got a lot of stuff, but what you will get is access to the tools. So we will give you access to the tools so that you can build a business and host it on our platform. So you'll be able to have your own custom domain name, your site built, your shopping cart set up, all this AI research done. And that's what we're going to use together in the challenge that we do next week. So we'll actually use our AI tools to build the business together. And I have never ever, in all the times I've been offering PushButton AI, offered a low priced way to get access to the tools. So this is an experiment to try it out for the first time, just so you know what my agenda is, right? That's why we're doing it. We've never done a workshop like this before. And if you want to be part of it and get that experience and get a chance to like put your toe in the water and test out this whole PushButton business building tool, this would be the way to do it. And then I don't know if we'll do another challenge after this. I don't know if we'll offer PushButton AI for lower prices ever again, but this is a marketing test to see what happens. Yeah.
All right. DE. Is this the one I just asked? DE Projections says, should I do the 3-day event too?
You could, like, if you want to be, you could grab a ticket for that. Yeah. And then we're going to use PushButton AI. So what you'll want to do, if you already own PushButton AI and you join the challenge, just make sure you cancel before you get billed. I don't want you being billed twice, right? Because you will, if you already have a subscription, then I don't want you to get another subscription. You can still buy the ticket and then just talk to support and tell them you don't want to be billed twice, okay? If you already own PushButton, okay? And if you don't own PushButton, you will have a PushButton AI account and you will be able to keep using it beyond your trial if you choose. And all the terms and pricing and all that is available on the page that I have popped in down below. Cool.
All right. And question from Pete, when you're ready.
Yes. My phone is blowing up here. I don't know why, but I got calls and messages. People are, I don't know. Anyway, sorry for the distraction. Go ahead.
He says, Claude is better than Perplexity for writing. He says, question, is Claude better than Perplexity for writing the finished product?
I would say Claude is the best out of all they call them foundational models. So, and that's like Perplexity, ChatGPT, Google Gemini, Claude, Grok goes into that. The one I haven't tested extensively, to be fully open with you, is Grok. The new Grok 4, I haven't tested its creative writing ability. But out of all the models besides Grok, I personally feel that Claude is the best at, like creative writing and writing stuff that reads well, that is, it's almost like somebody a little bit better at writing in English did it compared to ChatGPT tends to be maybe it's good. Don't get me wrong, but Claude is just better. Yeah, I'll just say that. Yeah. I would put Claude as number one. How about you, Nick?
Yeah, I really love O3. I used to say before I switched to O3 and I was using 4.0, I would jump into Claude to do my writing. But now I actually really like O3 for writing. So I just do everything inside of ChatGPT these days.
Well, maybe I should give it, maybe they've improved the model. Maybe I should give it another try.
Do you use 4.0 instead of O3?
I bounce around because, I'm on the Plus plan and they limit my O3 usage too. So I did not.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I didn't go to the Pro plan like you did. I stay on Plus.
Oh.
Because I use PushButton, so I don't bother with ChatGPT. I use PushButton to build my stuff. But yeah,
I didn't even know that they limited the Plus plan, so that explains it. Okay. Let's see. This is a good question from Clara. Are you ready?
Yes.
She says, will ChatGPT be able to list links similar to what I may be able to create with your training?
Well, chat. Okay, read that one more time. I got to listen carefully. I didn't quite.
Here, I'll read. Yeah, I'll read what she says verbatim. She says,
Yeah.
"Will ChatGPT be able to list of links similar to what I may be able to create with your training?"
In the 3-day workshop that I'm talking about next week, I'm going to show you how to do what we've just gone over. They will be very similar. The difference is the tools that we're going to use next week that I'm going to give you access to, those are they're push button, meaning you don't have to go around and around and spend a few hours with ChatGPT. Like if you follow what I showed you today, you'll spend at least 2 hours.
Well, did Bill freeze for you guys? He's frozen for me. Uh-oh. It looks like he's whistling. Oh, I hear you now.
Whistle
Okay,
while I
you're
work?
back. Yeah. There, you're back now. You're all good.
Okay, so the point is they produce roughly similar quality materials and they use exactly the same process. It's just that one is way cheaper. So PushButton AI is way cheaper than a pro plan at ChatGPT, and it's faster. So you'll be able to do it in just one sitting, and all you do is answer a question and push a button. You don't have to go round and round and working with ChatGPT. You just push a button. That's the difference. Yeah. Did that answer the question? Let me know if you clarify your question, or let me know if I didn't answer it fully. Yeah.
All right. Kim Armstrong says, I assume you're talking about O3 versus ChatGPT 4.0. They're so bad at naming their models, OpenAI. It's so confusing.
It is. It is.
She says, why is 3 better than 4?
When GPT-5 comes out, they're just going to have one model, just GPT-5.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know if I like that, because they're going to take control over they'll have their models behind the scenes. So they'll be like 03, 4.0, all the stuff like you see now. Like here, I'll add this back to, my screen sharing isn't working here. Remove that, add that. Okay. So all these models here, you have these 4, and then there's even more over here. So what it'll do is it will choose the model for you, which I'm not sure I like that, because I like to choose which one.
Yeah.
But that's what's coming when they do, GPT-5.
Did you hear the theory for why they delayed GPT-5?
No.
That because Grok 4 came out, and apparently it's leading all the benchmarks. It's the leader of the pack now, and apparently OpenAI was not expecting that, and apparently it beats GPT-5. So they paused it temporarily so they could improve it so it could beat Grok. So they're delaying it. That's the theory I heard. That they got scared by the Grok 4 release. So
Elon's winning the AI war.
Yeah.
Oh. All right. And I see a point from Pete about the mini models. Like if I'll show it on the screen again. You'll notice they have 04 mini and 04 mini high, and then you have 4.1 mini. These are faster and cheaper, and they let you use them more, but they just don't give you the quality you need. That's the problem. For doing what I'm showing you today, there really is no substitute for O3. Not if you want high quality, really valuable stuff. I think you've got to use O3. And that's what I mentioned earlier. Like, I see this. How many people do you know, Nick, who have the opinion that AI just produces like slop,
Like probably like 7, 8 out of 10 of the people I talk to who are not business or AI people.
And that's because they're not following this process when they make stuff. They don't understand how to use the tools yet. I think the world will get more and more educated about how to use these tools. But just going and asking a bland question gets you some bland content that, looks AI written. So.
Yeah. I know a lot of people who go into ChatGPT They just say, "Can you write me an article about 6 reasons you should train your puppy?" And then it gives them an awful article, obviously. And then they go, then they write AI off. It leaves a bad taste in their mouth, and they never go back. They don't understand what they're missing out on.
Yeah, I mean, as an example, talking about an article, right? So someone might go and type something like that. But when we write an article, like our tools and our systems that write articles, it does deep research. It finds related links, related content. It learns about the topic. And then the prompt we use to write our articles, the prompt itself is like almost 3,000 words. So, it's so no wonder that compared to like, hey, ChatGPT, write me 6 ways to train your dog, it's a night and day difference.
Yeah. All right. Let's see. And then Kim says, "Cool. I didn't know that. I always try to use the ones with the highest number." I wonder if a lot of people do that, or they write off 03 because ChatGPT 4.0 is a higher number than 3.
Yeah, well, like you said, it's
I'll
confusing.
bet you a lot of people do that.
So it is confusing. I mean, look at this. Yeah. So how would you know? Like, according to this, 4.5 would appear to be the best, but it's not.
Yeah, because it's the highest number.
Yeah, I mean, that's what I think, a rational person who didn't know better, that's the conclusion you come to is, we should use 4.5. All right, cool. Right. Any other questions or comment? Did you guys get some value out of this today? So whether you join me next week in our little workshop or not, I sure hope that some of you learned a little something. You got some value that was useful. Hope I opened your mind to a little bit of a different way to look at using AI and look at how to make a business that provides value to others. I think that is so important. There are so many people, teaching like bro marketing, the hustle and grind, fake it till you make it style, where, people make huge, outrageous, unrealistic promises, and then they'll give you overly simplified training that doesn't actually get you profit. And I have a different philosophy. I feel like I need to just be straight with everyone and make sure that everyone realizes, what does it take to actually make profit, even if it's maybe not as easy as you hoped. I mean, everybody sure loves to, I wish I could go to ChatGPT and type one sentence and, get the results I want. And there's always so many exciting different strategies and tactics to distract us all. But what makes us money is if we really strip all that away and we just pretend none of it exists and we think about who are we going to serve. That's what your niche market is. They're people, even if you're selling to businesses, it's still you're selling to the people within a business. So you have to think about who those people are, how you can help them. And it's only in providing real, true value in helping them with the things that are important to them is really the only way to build a long-term sustainable business that makes you profit and makes you feel fulfilled and happy with what you're doing. So that is the only path, and it's not the most exciting path, but that's, in my view, that's the only path to a viable business that works.
Oh, I just realized my ducky pointed something out.
Yeah.
Let me read what he says. He says, "Completely valuable. Thank you, Bill and Nick. Awesome. But I missed the dad jokes."
Oh, well, yeah. I guess today we did a slightly different show format. And okay, I'll have to remedy that. Well, you know what? I think I might have one queued up. Let me see if it's in my ChatGPT history here. One second. And I used 03 for my dad jokes, everybody. That's
And before you tell your joke, I just saw a tweet from Midjourney. So
yeah.
And I guess we can translate for everyone in the audience, but why this is a big deal. But Midjourney announced that they're releasing their API.
Oh, that's cool. I could use that.
Yeah. I'm kind of in the minority. It's kind of an unpopular opinion, but Midjourney I actually really like. I think it still has a place ever since, because ChatGPT in April announced a new image model, and everyone basically said we don't need all the other ones now. All we need is ChatGPT. And I'm kind of in the minority, and I'm like, I still love Midjourney. I think it still has its place.
You're like an old school hipster. Remember the good old days. I love Midjourney.
we should debate about. No, it's not because it's old. It's just
No, it's true. Midjourney has a certain aesthetic value to it.
Yeah.
It's got a certain like prettiness or to the images that they make. So I agree with you.
Like ChatGPT is good for taking an image and editing it. Like say I take our dog Bodhi and I say make him pink. ChatGPT will make him pink. Midjourney won't necessarily do that, and it won't do things like text, but like gosh darn, it'll make really beautiful pictures. And they do videos now too.
So before I ask you my super important question, talking about dog pictures, watch this. Okay. Some of you know Roxy. That's her.
She's
having
so
a bad,
weird looking.
That's her having a bad hair day right there. Some of you have seen Roxy before. She's been a guest on the show. So I gave her to ChatGPT and I said, turn her into Superdog. So, and see, she's chasing a lizard. That's her favorite thing. She loves chasing the lizards in the backyard. So
don't say that too loud. She'll interrupt your show. She knows the word lizard. If she hears it, she'll start freaking out.
Yeah. She absolutely loves this picture. So there is our Superdog. All right. Well, then I have a really, really important question for you, Nick.
I got to hear this question.
So how do mountains stay warm in the winter?
That's a weird one. How?
They put on their snow caps.
Oh, I like that one. That's a good one. That's a nice, cozy. That's a warm one. I like it.
Well, there we go.
I got to give it a number now. I'll say 8.1. 8.1.
8.1.
That's a nice one.
8.1.
That's a good one. Yeah.
There. So thanks, my ducky, for reminding me that I did not do my dad joke for the show. So we got one crammed in just for you. And chat, what do you think? My ducky, what is your score on the dad joke scale 0 to 10? Let's get a score from the audience and see what that one rates. Is that a repeat? Pete says it was last time. Did I say that last week?
I don't think so. I might, although Pete might be. Maybe he's right. I don't know.
Let's see. Well, then I've got to do another. If that's a repeat, then I'm gonna have to do it.
I should make for fun. I've been getting really into Lovable. I should make a dad joke rapper where it'll make dad jokes for you.
Yeah, there we go. We could jump on, use a vibe coding tool, and make a dad joke site.
We'll vibe code. That's where you'll get your dad jokes. We'll make them live. Okay. I'll come up. I'll put my prompt engineering hat on, and I'll make some really good system prompts.
Oops. Is it? I accidentally used deep research. I forgot I had deep research toggled on.
Oh no! Did you waste the deep research?
I canceled it.
Wait, maybe it'll make a really good one.
Well, I cancel it. So yeah.
Yeah, you got to conserve them.
Well, it asked me. It said, "Do you want me to do an extensive list of dad jokes?" And I couldn't figure out why it was offering to do that. And
I've done that before. I forgot I had deep research turned on, and it gave me like an overpowered answer.
So what did the audience score give us?
We got 6.5, 7.7, 8.5, 9. Shelly, 9. That's a good one.
All right. Thank you, Shelly.
Shelly's good about this one.
I always think it's hilarious that here I am taking credit for the jokes, but it's not really my score.
Do you want quick, like 3-minute thing, a shiny object? We should have a segment where I get the spotlight for like 5 minutes for one shiny object at the end of each show. But do you want to bounce, or do you want to do a quick shiny object?
We can do something super quick. But first, I have a question for you.
Okay. What's your question?
Why did I change my mind about facial hair?
Why?
Because it grew on me.
So I like it, but you've used that one before. We've done so many. It's recycling. Yeah.
Oh, that don't seem new to me.
That's an old one. That's from when you first started a year ago.
So we need to come up with our own original dad joke generator.
I do like it though, and I'll be generous. I'll say 7.5.
7.5. All right, I'll take it.
DE Production has an important question for you. He says, "How many screens do you have, Bill?"
I have like a command center. So I have a full, more than 180-degree view of monitors. So I've got my teleprompter and my camera here, and then I got a widescreen, like a pretty cool set of curved widescreen. I got one over here, and another one over there. So it's like I have a whole swivel command center of monitors. So 3 monitors and my laptop, which is my broadcast setup. So I broadcast from my laptop that's right down here. I got my teleprompter right there. And then my desktop is connected to the 3. So technically I have 4 screens right now and a full 180-degree view of things to distract me. So
right on. I have my shiny object. Are you ready?
I have another question for you though.
Okay. What's the question?
Since there has been no original dad joke today, I need to ask this question.
Okay, let's hear it.
Wait, actually, no, they've phrased it wrong.
Oh no.
Yeah, nah, never mind. That's bad.
Okay. I want to show and tell. I want to present my shiny object to the class.
Shiny object. I'll let you. The final word goes to you. We'll do shiny object. Well, final call to action. Jump into the 3-day challenge. I have the link showing on the screen, and we've put it into the chat. It's pinned in the chat currently. We'll be on together, so we'll be in a kind of a more private environment. It won't be here on YouTube. It'll be in a private session. We'll have a private chat between you and I, and we'll build a business together. So we'll do it in 3 hours, an hour a day over 3 days, in nice little bite-sized chunks. And I'm going to give you a free trial of all of our push-button business building tools so that you can build your first business or your next business. And then if you like what you build and you want to keep using the tools, then great. You can keep using them. And we'll even give you a domain name. So you'll be able to register your website on a brand new custom domain and publish it live on the web. And you won't need to know anything about WordPress or technology or any of that stuff. We just do all of it. So we'll do all the deep research. We have an army of AI agents that do the deep research like you saw today, and they'll build out your entire business and then launch it on WordPress for you. And we'll do that together next week. So that's to get there. You see the link down below. And with that, Nick has the final word.
Yeah, so I wanted to preface this with, we've been talking a lot about VO3, and there's more VO3 stuff in the pipeline. But I wanted to, because I think some people see it and they think it's cool, but they're like, how do I actually make money with this? This just seems like a cool AI toy, like the Roxy fixture you made. You know, it's a fun AI toy to play with, but I want to make money with it. And I find stuff in the wild.
I want to quickly let everybody know too, some who may not know what VO3 is. So VO3 is Google's video maker, and it is really good. So it's like, it was a massive leap forward. In fact, there are videos that have been made with VO3 that are indistinguishable. You would not be able to tell it was AI video. You would have no idea. So, okay.
In my opinion, it's the first model to do that for a lot of people. I think the other models were very good, but it's like for for the vast majority of people, everyone could tell it was AI, but this is the first one that's tricking people, in my opinion. So it's really good. Anyway, I find things in the wild where people are using it, and this tool is not that old. It's like 2 months old, where people are using it to make money. And this is an example. I'm going to share my screen.
Okay, so VO3, not just for making abominable snowmans, but or Yeti. Which one is it?
He's a Yeti. He's not an abominable snowman. He's a Yeti. Very
It's a Yeti.
insensitive.
Sorry.
Anyway, this is an ad. There's this company called WAP, and they let you host a community. They're kind of like School, if you're familiar with School. And they made a really cool ad that got like 1 million views. They probably made a lot of money with it.
Are you sharing your screen?
I'm about to share it. I'm just I'm prefacing it. And the guy, I follow the guy on Twitter who made it, and he was talking about how he made it. He made it all the clips were made with VO3. So I have to share this. I thought it give you some inspiration for what you can do with it.
Okay, so take it from a fun tool to a moneymaker.
Yes.
Our parents told us to get real jobs, get off our phones, go to college. I took a completely different route. There's something different about kids who make money online. They don't give a fuck. You're taking a foot? Sounds like heaven, bro.
There's a huge influx in kids dropping out of school.
I just made 50 racks. I study, bro.
Dude, we gotta grow faster.
Just use WAP, bro. Yo, we're printing. That's super trim. Here in my garage.
College enrollment numbers are on the decline.
When you start making money online, everything changes. And once you taste that freedom, there's no going back.
Isn't that?
I like it.
Oh, I got
to get real jobs.
Isn't that
I
cool?
like the yeah. I like if you excuse the French there, everybody. That was not our video, but yeah. Hopefully YouTube doesn't freak out about that, but probably not.
We'll be fine.
And then, but I love the cameos. There was did you catch Hormozy? I'm sure you saw him in there, right?
I love that. I love
yeah,
that.
Hormozy, and then
funny.
of course Ty. That was pretty obvious, but Ty Lopez in his garage and Alex Hormozy. So that was pretty clever. So that whole thing was done in VO3.
I mean, he took all the assets were made. So he made all of the clips because right now it still can only make 8-second clips. This video is like 45 seconds. Mm-hmm. He made all of the clips and like took them into CapCut and stitched them together. But all of the clips you see there were made in VO3. And then occasionally he'll add like text and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And they go, like there's a part that says presented by WAP. Where is it?
You can totally tell. Definitely, they're targeting your demographic.
I loved it.
I just realized that's a Grand Theft Auto callback there. Okay.
Yeah, it's a GTA parody, but like the text they added there and some of the sound effects were probably made in like 11 Labs. The text is I'm guessing it's not in VO3, but like the scenery behind the text that is VO3. So you can see some stills. I'll show you screenshots. Yeah, see, it's totally just GTA.
Okay. Oh, so yeah, really the whole. I didn't really catch that even the first time. That the whole thing is GTA.
He has off screen. Let me see. I'll go to the guys. He actually put out a tutorial. He made like a 10-minute sharing a screen, how like his whole process.
Oh, that's cool.
I actually wanted, I don't know if he will, but I'd love to get him on the show and he can give us the tutorial for making ads with VO3. That'd be awesome. But let me see. I'm scrolling on his Twitter account right now. I want to make sure.
Well, would you guys like to hear from the guy who made that commercial, how he did it, and how maybe you could apply it to your niche? You know, I think that would be interesting to hear the perspective of how to do what he did here, but for other niches. If he,
yeah, let's see. I can't seem to. So I'll drop a link to his Twitter. I can't find it, and I don't want to have you guys waiting for me to find it. But if you want to go on his Twitter, he talks all about it on X. So let me drop it in the chat.
All right, cool. All right, well, I'll put it back on us here.
I can't promise I'll get him, but if you want, if I can, it would be cool if you could like share, do like a 15-minute screen share, walk us through the process.
All right, yeah, let us know. Okay, cool. Well, I think did we have any other final questions to wrap up with, or are we good?
Kim has one more question.
Yeah.
And then she says, did you say they made it with VO? Yes, there's a tool called VO3, just like how you spelled it, but with the number 3, made by Google. If you just Google that, you'll be able to find it. But yes, they made it with VO3.
All right, cool. Final reminder, I got two little things to remind you of. One, pop that subscribe button down below if you haven't already subscribed to the channel, because we do this every week. I'd love to have you here next week, become part of the Billionaire Army. And we'll be back next Wednesday and every Wednesday after that. And also, so you can get notified, we do training here, at least one training session that drops on the channel where you'll have 10 to 20 minutes of a how-to technique of something that's working right now. Every single thing we drop on the channel is either we are using it in our business right now, or one of my friends or colleagues has shared it with us and it's working for them right now. We never share old, stale, outdated tactics. It's always the cutting edge using AI. Predominantly, we really focus on AI, but we talk about other things too for driving traffic and getting sales and starting or growing your business. And you get all that by being a channel subscriber. And then finally, I'll remind you that we have our 3-day challenge. So it's a workshop that starts next week. You'll spend 3 days with me in a private environment. It won't be here on YouTube. And I will help you build your next business or your first business if you've never built one before. And we'll do it step by step, 1 hour per day. And we're going to use my push button business building tools. So this is a chance for you to get in and get access to them for a very low price. So this is, in fact, the first time and maybe the only time I have ever allowed people to get in at this low of a price. And there are people here right now in the chat who have spent $1,000 to $5,000 to get not just these tools, but a bunch of other things too. But that's been until now the only way you could get access to these tools. And so if you join me there, you'll see again the link down there. And with that, Nick, anything else we got to do before we wrap it up?
One more question from Kim. We'll address her and then we're good to go. She says, is VO3 in there? She's talking about just 3 hours.
Oh, no. Yeah, VO3 is not part of this. So VO3 is just a little distraction that Nick brought up. Yeah.
My shiny object.
That's Nick's shiny object of the day.
And you know what? I keep adding addendums to the end of our show today. I have a question for everyone. I said, I asked if Bill would be interested if I did a short, very short, at the end of every show. I bring up a little shiny object I found in my corner of the internet to share with you guys, whether it's AI or a case study or.
We'll call the segment Nick's shiny object.
Yeah, Nick's shiny object. And would you guys be? Does that sound cool?
What you need to do is you need to make a little like 10-second bumper for Nick's shiny object. You'll make it with VO3 and we'll play it, and then each week you do, that'll be your segment.
I need to get on this. You've been telling me to basically like standardize a structure for our show. Have like a standardized 3 or 4 segments we do every single show, and each segment's like kind of as a theme or something, right? Nick's shiny objects would be one of them. I could do I can make a custom VO3 intro for each one.
There you go. You can make yourself a little jingle. Use use a Suno or whatever tool you want to use. Make a jingle and have Nick's shiny object. Let's do it.
Let's do it. All right.
Cool.
Yeah. Kim says it sounds cool. Jay Nayer Harden. He thinks it sounds cool. Jay, are you new? I feel like I haven't seen you around before. If you're new, welcome. We love our newbies.
Yeah.
My donkey's interested.
Yeah. Well, I can't wait. I want to see you make a bumper, and I'd like to see like you can have all these examples. You can have a dog chasing a squirrel, someone chasing like a shiny light flying through the sky.
That's a good one. You're giving me ideas.
Right.
Jay is new. Welcome to the crew, Jay. My duckie's interested. Okay, there's interest. We got to do it.
Okay, yeah. I at least want to see what you make. I want to see the creative bumper you make.
So for PushButton AI, it's not like the same. WAP is targeting me, right? And PushButton AI is targeting, I would say, like a different demographic, you might say. But Nizzly, which is the other tool with the other project we're building, I think it has a little bit of overlap with WAP, or I think it could.
I think it's when we build it out so that people can create and sell merch. Yeah, I think so.
And I think I should make. Obviously, I'm not gonna, be impolite and just completely copy their Grand Theft Auto ad. I'm not gonna do a GTA style Nizzly ad, but it's giving me ideas for stuff we could do with Nizzly.
We'll start with your make your bumper, make your Nick's shiny object intro first. We'll start with that. And I'd love to hear like almost like a 70s, 80s sort of sounding jingle going on, and then
I like that. It sounds like the chat likes that too.
Yeah. Okay. Well, we'll do that next week. So now you'll be able to interrupt with a shiny object every week.
All right. Awesome.
And and I want to thank all the new members of the Billionaire Army. So Jay Neuer?
Jay Nayer Harden.
Nayer. Okay, sorry. So Jay and everyone else who's new to the Billionaire Army, welcome to the family. We'll be back next week, and I hope to see you all then. With that, I think we're going to wrap it up. I will see if it's going to let me. I removed some things. Hey, remove a couple videos, leave the presidents, and let's see if I can play the presidents.
Okay, let me get out of here. Removing some of the videos. There we go.
That should be enough. So we'll see if it's going to let me. But hopefully I'll play you out with the presidents, and we'll see everybody next week. Bye for now. Oh, no.
We gotta do something. I gotta call up StreamYard.
Yeah, well, we can see there's Biden. There's Biden again. Let's see. Oh, there we go. There is the Donald.
It's crazy. This wasn't that long ago. This was like 2 years ago. It's crazy how not even 2 years ago actually. And now the tech is so much better.
I like Donald's gigantic gamer headset. Absolutely terrific. Okay. All right. With that, hope to see everybody also in the challenge next week. Go to pushbutton.ai/just3hours. And with that, I will queue up YouTube ads and we're out of here. Bye, everyone.